Hello horror fans and welcome to today's video in which we're going to be taking a look at the psychology of arguably the greatest Ghostface of all time, Stu Macher. Just a quick disclaimer, I am not in any way a psychologist. I don't have a job, I'm just an unemployed teenager who makes YouTube videos because, why not? So I'm in no way qualified to be doing this, but I figured it would just be fun to sort of take a dive into Stu Macher's mind and see what really made him snap, like what made him kill, what made him put on the mask and decide to work with Billy Loomis. Now, what I want to bring up is these two absolutely hilarious lines.
Stu, what's your motive? Billy's got one, the police are on their way. What are you gonna tell them?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. My mom and dad are gonna be so mad.
Now, when you watch the movie, you might think, oh my gosh, those lines are hilarious. And they are indeed hilarious. But the more you think about them, the more disturbing they become. Because let's take the first one. Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. That perfectly explains what's sort of going on in his mind. He was pressured into it. But who would let themselves be pressured into killing people? The answer to that question is a psychopath or a sociopath. I actually don't know the difference between those two words. Hey Google, define psychopath. A quick search tells us that psychopath means a person affected by chronic mental disorder with abnormal or violent social behavior. Another quick search tells us the definition of sociopath is a person with personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behaviors and a lack of conscience. Okay, so there are the definitions. I should really start writing a script for my videos, but getting off topic. So what we can gather from this first iconic line of his is that I think he's sort of been, I'm guessing sociopath, maybe not psychopath, but sociopath at least, like the whole time. He probably definitely wasn't a serial killer before Billy Loomis came along and convinced him to kill Maureen Prescott. But he has sort of that unique personality where he's fun-loving and he is a little bit cuckoo in the head. And he makes these jokes about like in the beginning he's better leave her alone, ha 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 ha. And all those jokes he makes throughout the movie, I think that just shows how detached from reality he is. He doesn't realize the seriousness of the situation. So the next point I want to bring up is from the second line where he's like, my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. That was not a good impression of Stu Macher at all. I'm so sorry, Matthew Lillard. Basically, this line, he doesn't even, it shows that he doesn't even realize what the consequences of his actions will be. He doesn't realize the severity of the situation. He has murdered multiple people in the Ghostface mask, and even if he hadn't murdered them, if he had just been the guy on the phone, then he would still be arrested for conspirating to murder or something like that. I don't know the exact charges, I'm not a lawyer either, okay? But basically, this just goes to show how twisted and out of touch with reality his mind is. He doesn't realize that what he's doing is really wrong. He thinks it's just all in good fun, and he thinks if he gets caught for being a serial killer, the worst that's gonna happen to him is being grounded for a week or two. Yeah, that's not the situation, buddy. That's not how the US legal system works. Hate to break it to you, but you'd be in jail for, I'm pretty sure, your whole life, or sentenced to death by lethal injection or something like that. I don't know how that stuff works, but that's just an assumption. This is a classic example of a villain who doesn't actually know they're the villain. I'm gonna use an example of, I'm gonna go with Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, because in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, he thought that he was turning to the dark side to help the galaxy, to help save Padme, the love of his life, but in reality he really isn't. He is devastating the universe. I think that's the best kind of villain. The villain that doesn't know they're evil makes him a little more terrifying. And this is exactly the kind of villain Stu Macher is. He doesn't realize what he's doing is wrong. He thinks it's just all in good fun, like a senior prank or something. So in closing, I hope you enjoyed this little video about unlocking the mind of Stu Macher. And let me know if there's any other scream character or killer you want me to dive into the psychology of. I'm not a psychologist, like I said, I'm just a teenage boy who's making scream theories all the time. But let me know if you have any theories on why Stu Macher decided to kill in the comments below, if they're like different than mine, if it works better, because you probably have better theories than I do. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I wish you all an amazing day, and until next time, toodles!